today. Got to fertilize the yard. Probably about a week late or so on doing this. I don't really like to fertilize too early in the spring, but it's definitely overdue. You can see it's not the dark green, whatever everybody craves. But we're going to be starting the year off with Anderson's 21021 soil test show. We're a little bit low in potassium, so we're gonna try to get a little more. This is pretty much just a basic fertilizer, nothing special. It's urea, muriate of potash, or MOP, so it's not exactly the greatest sources. Not bad. I mean, it's the grass doesn't really know the difference too well. Not the most uniform prills. The urea is pretty chunky here. If you can. So the urea is a little bit on the chunky side, which makes it harder to put down at a low rate. I don't know if this gives us an SGN or not. I don't see it. But we're going to put it out a little bit low, maybe a half a pound per 1,000 of nitrogen. We're going to do the entire backyard and the front yard. It's actually sprinkling a tiny bit right now. So I want to get this done before it actually starts raining. We're actually in a drought right now, which is hard to believe for April. So that's part of why I haven't been too worried about applying anything. So we'll get this spread out and let Mother Nature water it in. I think my chicken down here, if you can hear him squawking, thinks here's this plastic, thinks he's getting some treats. That's another thing, want it watered in to prevent them from pecking at it and trying to eat it. Not that it's gonna be necessarily bad for them, but probably isn't good either. Alright, so far I've put the fertilizer out in one direction. I'm going to go the other direction also, get a better coverage, but while I'm doing that, we're going to mix up some feature, our iron source. We're going to be mixing in some AMS, or I don't know, I'm going to put, let's say 6 cups worth into each bucket. This is just gonna help give us a little bit better green up out of the iron, help the grass absorb it better, whatever. It's gonna have a minimal effect on lowering pH. Pretty much won't have hardly any effect with this low of a rate, but all right. We're gonna go with the high rate with the feature. We're gonna be using 2 pouches per acre. So we'll be using a total of 4 pouches. Reason to put the AMS in first is it kind of buffers down the water pH. I don't know, makes it better. So we're going to mix 1 bag in each bucket. We got about 4 gallons in each bucket. And we'll throw that into the permagreen to spray. While we're spraying that out, we'll mix up 2 more buckets. We'll be spraying a total of 2 acres. We'll give them a quick little mix. Get all that AMS off the bottom. Just call it AMS all the time. It's ammonium sulfate for people that are wondering what AMS means. There's different grades of ammonium sulfate or AMS also. This is a spray grade, so it dissolves easier. It's a more pure, there's not as much that could clog up a tip. So now we'll just let those sit, go out and spray, come back, give it a quick little mix, and it should all be dissolved. Alrighty, got all our fertilizer spread out, did it in 2 directions. You'll see in the video, we got a few issues going on. We're low on potassium, so it's kind of yellowing. We're in a little bit of a drought. Probably got a little chlorosis, whatever, from lack of iron. Haven't applied fertilizer yet. So you'll see the grass isn't looking the greatest. We got a little bit of dead material on top. You can see that. Looks kind of like crap, so you'll see that. We're going to use my favorite funnel for pouring this in. Don't know if you'll be able to see this. Got a really fine mesh screen at the end to catch anything that's possibly not dissolved, or if you've got a little dirt in your bucket or something. Being that screen is so small, it doesn't take much to cover it and clog it up. Just take like a screwdriver or a stick and swish it around on there, and that'll clear the screen off and push whatever sediment off to the side so it can still keep draining. Say it doesn't take very much at all to clog that small little opening. Got our screwdriver to do that. It'll drain right down then. Then there's another thing I'll throw out there right now. The reason I use the feature is it's a fully chelated iron, which means it's better. I don't know how to describe it. I'm not going to educate you. Maybe I'll throw a link to some articles that discuss it. But a lot of your granular fertilizers that claim to have, 3% and 6% iron, that's all good, but it's in the form of an iron oxide, which isn't very plant available. Say, I'm not an educator. I just know that's how it is. Do your own research on it, but don't fall for the marketing on some of these fertilizers that claim to have this great high iron content, and it's not really available to your grass. Especially where I'm at, we have a higher pH, which makes it even worse. That's the reason for using the feature mainly. I mean, it's a great product. It's got your micros. It dissolves pretty well. And it's just better than what you're going to get in your granular fertilizer. did about 300 pounds of 21-021. That's a urea-based nitrogen, a little bit of slow release. Muriate of potash, or MOP, for the potassium, 0 phosphorus. We did 4 pouches of feature, so 12 pounds total of that. Earlier I talked about how from the drone it's not going to look good. You can see this kind of yellow looking stuff back here. That's a lot of seed stalks and seed heads, so that also looks like crap. Then I don't know why I always say I mixed in about 20-ish pounds of ammonium sulfate, and with the feature, I don't know if that shows up, but that's some excess clippings from last time I mowed. We were on vacation, so didn't get mowed for a week. I'm glad this was my first fertilizer application, or this would have been at jungle. So as always, do that whole like and comment and subscribe, and that's about it. I should be able to give you an update on this pretty quick. We'll get the drone up and see what it looks like. Thanks a lot.